Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larisa Vakulina. I go live and sometimes recorded every Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time zone. And here I'm sharing with you different methods, tools, inspiration, motivation, how you can start to help yourself and to be prepared for the transformation that we all now feeling, we're going through all these quantum leaps, wherever it's everyone calls differently, but we are individually and collectively right now feeling it. We see how systems are collapsing, how everything seems like a complete chaos, and we need to prepare ourselves. So I created a new season of episodes. I call it personal mastery. So, and I'm going to share every episode with you. We'll explain in details how and what's happening within ourselves, how and what's happening within the relationship to another person, where we are, where they are, and what's really happening on different multidimensional levels, and how we can start to tap into this dimensions and all the design that we are, and how we can heal some parts of ourselves that are still playing a big role in our lives and actually driving our lives. They sit in the driver's seat of our life, and we still feeling a lot of grief in terms of some lost of loved ones, in terms of the intimate relationship breakage. We feel it really strongly, the pain of conflicts, the pain of separation, the pain of bodies not really functioning well, the diseases, the feelings of being lost, anxieties, depressions, and all of these things, the negative emotions, the blaming, the shaming, and all of these things that are. I think it's time to start to let go of all this stuff, but we cannot just simply say, I'm letting it go. You have the system that is actually almost functioning on automatic. It's like it's automatically functioning from the places of pain. It functions from the place of deficit. It functions from the place of that external programming and conditioning that we all adopted, and we all believed that this is true. And that's where we will start to have this deeper attention. We will have a look at the different realities that are created from not who we really are. And then we suffer, of course, because that's how we are designed. We designed to connect it to who we truly are. And I know there's a lot of talks about the higher self, the lower self, all of this, a lot of parts. Yes, we are multifaceted. We have so much within ourselves. We have it from our past, a long time ago. We have all these imprints that we got in our current physical expression. And so this is a big space that we need to start to look. But this space is here. It's not out there. It's not outside of ourselves, which we always try to fix, to demand, to resolve all of these things that we feel. We try to resolve it up here through the lens of the programming and conditioning, and it's not working, because it's time to leave the external world and have it as a tool, as the tool for you to start to heal, to transform, to transcend and transfigurate. So basically, it's a process. And why I called this series Personal Mastery is because this will become the most valuable skill, because we're not gonna be having any kind of support or abundance and success coming into our life if we're not mastering ourselves, if we're not maturing emotionally, if we're not looking at the psychological twists and different loops that we keep living and keep living. So personal mastery is the most valuable and the most needed skill in the evolution of the human consciousness right now. And all the industries and all the companies would very soon search for people who are having that personal mastery. That person needs to be connected to that power within, and that power within is you, unique you, only you in 8 billion people, and you have your own configuration. You have your own blend and signature of these divine faculties and the physical, and this integrated multi-dimensional powerful system is something that you need to become aware and knowing yourself and understanding why certain events in your life happening the way they happen. Sorry. The more you understand yourself, the more you know yourself, the more you know your power from the place of that individuation point that I actually explained for you in my first episode of this season. If you need to go and listen, because that will give you a clear anatomy of different dimensions of who we are and where we at. So then we need to connect to that individuation point, that divine in genius that you are, that you come at this time to this planet to do some work, that your individual work, your individual longing, you need to meet and find a way to express it. Only you can, regardless of how many engineering courses or how many business courses you've done or how many other universities and colleges you've been studying. Very soon, the only one most valuable skill will be your personal mastery, because that individuated point, that inner genius, is come here to fulfill certain task. And if you're not connected to that place, well, you're gonna be staying at the level of the mind and ego, and you're gonna to suffer. You're not gonna be using your creative energy. You're not going to support your physical body and not going to be connecting to that life task that's going to bring you a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure, a lot of vitality, a lot of health, a lot of energy to create more and more and more for the benefit of many. Because if you benefit yourself, your higher self, your individuated point of that genius, you're gonna then benefit everyone around you. So that's the most important skill. So if you want to really in detail form understand where the individuation point is, go to my previous episode and watch it, and you will be becoming familiar what I'm talking about. So let's go deeper into this level of the individuation. So the individuation point is the most powerful dimension, the most deepest dimension that actually pushed us to be incarnated at this time in this particular body. So I will start from my basis drawing the line. that's where I'm talking about the spiritual higher vibration. This line is actually just a symbolic line. It's so that you understand better, but there's not really a big division. We talk about the veil, lift the veil, and a lot of spiritual people talk about lifting the veil, but I'm talking about source or God or the electromagnetic gravitational field that surrounded us and within us, and that's what gives us our creative power and co-creative abilities. So that's where we have the intention. We have intention here in the form of our higher vibrational consciousness to incarnate in this body, and here you are. You are so powerful. You actually make your parents to come together and create you, so that you will be experiencing life in physical form. So your intention before even being born was already in the form of that spiritual consciousness, that desire, that longing to come here in a physical form and take on some pain of the humanity on yourself and start to grow and develop. And your intention, your original intention was always and is to learn how to love unconditionally. So basically, that's your ID point. That's where we always talk about the ID point, and that's your ID point, where your essence, your divine essence, and that's where you need to grow and develop yourself into. And that's why I created the Askara Principles program, so that it is a process, 12-week process that can help you to lift yourself from the ego and mindset space into this individuation point of essence and your particular inner genius, so that you create for yourself joy, health, beauty, vitality. And if you create from this place for yourself, you create for the whole humanity. There's no conflict, there's no competition. It's you, only you, and you are here. And your intention always was come here to learn unconditional love and create from that. But of course, from my previous episode, I'm explaining what's happened, because the conditioning and all the wounds and traumas start to get in. The imprints of this physical reality start to dent your soul and divine substance, your divine signature. Then, of course, you become someone else. You move from your individuation point into the lower frequencies of conflict, of deficit, of this. So basically, the intention was having this experience in this life, in this straight line of learning how to love unconditionally, and all points are connected. So here you are, you have your you here, and then you have this individuation point here where you are fully connected into your self. This is a soul seed here, so ID as soul seed. There's a Tantiyen, which is holding your body together. And here we have the co-star. So it's a co-star, which is your essence. And here is the soul seed. So basically, when we are having this intention, strong intention to come into the physical body and incarnate into this time, or any time really, humanity always had this intention of unconditional love. And ancestral people of far past, they've been knowing this, they've been connected, they've been living longer ages, they've been creating, using the gravitational electromagnetic field to move heavy objects and things. But because we are started to experience duality, like we started to experience this building of ego from other people, good and bad, right and wrong, and all of this. So our individuation, our intentionality level become distorted. It's become damaged because the energetic connection of all of these points. So this is Earth here, not connected, right? And what most people have, I didn't meet anyone with a absolute straight line that connected, but we come in here now, people developing, growing, we are actually becoming close to this connection. So the individuation point can be completely disconnected here on that level, and that's where the 7-year-old is already disconnected, right? Then we have disconnection here. So the line become a partial intentions. So the intentions become disconnected from learning how love unconditionally. We start to have our own agendas. We start to have our own pains and traumas that are forcing us to behave in a certain way or demand others to create comfort and something that we would like. So we kind of lost the connection with who we are, and we started to create this bigger way of having the wheel, which is functioning from behind. So we have these energy centers, or other people call them chakras. So we have them in the front, at the back. Front is always represent emotional type of person. Back is always represent the wheel, the wheel that pushing, and there's a reason up there. So we not using our energy centers and all the supportive faculties that we have in a balanced way. You all could see people who are actually using their emotions to achieve something. They are emotional, they kind of always having this type of personality that is over sensitive, it's over judging, over resenting, and things like that. The doers that are just forceful people, they function from the wheel, from behind, and they normally have the posture like that because the energy centers are overused. So, and there's a reason. There's a reason that people who are actually, although it is in up in the head, that energy center, it's still disconnected here, right? The disconnection is here because the intentionality level is all broken in different spaces, right? Normally, the athletes and sport people have very strong hara here, from the earth up to the Tantien, because Tantien is holding physical body together. Other people have some disconnection here, especially the spiritual people. They actually disconnected from the hara line here, but they have more connection in here, more in the soul seed and the individuation point. So everyone have that imbalanced way of intentionality level. So, and when we have the intentionality dimension, and we call it hara line, this is the line that we call hara line. When all the points in hara line are connected, well, then the person will start to experience very, very balanced way of living, right? Because they would know when to stop wheeling through their life. They will create from all abilities. They will have the reason, the emotions and feelings in balanced way, and they would know when to start to do things and when to stop doing it and wait patiently, right? So that's how it is important. And right now we all kind of having that almost like an ancestral way of splitting our intentionality, having that duality, good and bad, right and wrong, and who is spiritual is not looking at the people who are not spiritual. And this is like kind of total separation, the separation through your system, energetic separation through your system. And of course, it is so hard to get into here, but through Askara principles, there is a way and a process to clarify all the relational reality. Where are you creating pain? Where are you creating conflicts? Where are you creating all sorts of deficit, all sorts of limitations? We're going to clear that up. We neutralize it. Then we move into the melting and dissolving ego structure and super ego structure. We're getting into the ID point. We start to understand really who we are, who am I, and what I want in my life. And that's where you want to be, because from here you see everyone with connected intentionality dimension. You become the one, and everyone around you will want to become the same. So you're not doing it, your healing and your transformational work only for yourself. You're doing it for everyone around you, and that's how we help each other. So intentionality level is very, because when we have the intention here, and all our intentions are created here in the higher realms, in the higher vibration, it creates here. Once you have that download of some idea, it comes from there. But then, because you have the disconnection from your higher self, the idea is disconnected from your soul, and then it also disconnected from your physical body because it's not so strong. You're not really paying attention to your physical body. Well, then, of course, your creation is distorted. Your creation can be not complete. Your creation can be completely not what you really wanted, right? So the intention, the original intention that is formed here in the higher dimension, in your higher self, is not going, not manifesting into the physical reality, because your intentionality level is disconnected completely from all of your pains and doubts and programs. So we working with programs through the Askara Principles 12-week program, and we start to connect the individuation, the intentionality dimension, and connecting it to the ID point, which is your inner genius. Imagine the flow of energy. Imagine unobstructed support from the universe, from the higher self into you, so that you can have anything you want. It's already tested, it's tried, it's trusted for many, many times, over and over and over. I am testing it in my own life, and I'm telling you, oh my God, you would not want to live life other way. Once you understand and get it, it's not just simply a leap of faith. It's the practical. It is really understandable on the level of your mind. And when your mind is understanding, because it wants to understand, it doesn't accept a woo-woo concept. It doesn't want to understand that, because the mind is holding that ego, that external validation of who you are from the lens of other people, and you just keep cycling. You viciously cycling through this space, and you cannot get out of it. So through the aligning and connecting our intentionality level, we helping us to start to express ourselves from that individuation point, which is you, which is true you, that come here for a certain task. This is your expression. This is signature of who you are, regardless of what you choosing. Your longing maybe create beautiful gardens. You will become a master of it. And that's where the personal mastery is very important, because it doesn't matter what your life task. Your life task may be create beautiful roofs, reliable for a long time, beautifully created with ratios of sacred geometry, or wherever it is. You become master of it because it will come from that place, not from the place of somebody taught you to build a roof cheapest way, right? So that you can benefit. So we have to start to understand that in order for us to create consciousness of unity, personal and collective, we need to get in here. And once we get here, that's it. It's done. And it is a process of clearing up and connection everything that is within you. It's a process, and it is in Askara principles. And if you're interested, please my episode, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we're gonna to go and explore all of this in my episodes of this season, which I called personal mastery. So we start to have connection to that individuated self. We start to master who you truly are, and start to, express yourself, and start to practice and practice and practice, and you become unique you with your own divine signature of expression. And then there is no way you're not going to be successful and abundant. It doesn't work like that, because once you connect it here, imagine all of this energy, the higher vibration energy, and everything is helping you, and you have the absolutely open channel for this energy to start to assist you in creativity, in your creation power. You're gonna be integrating. And by the way, I'm not sure why. Maybe I need to have that light a little bit less so that you see better. I need to get thicker color pens so that they a little bit more visible. So, well, this is the deepest dimension that you have. That's your deepest dimension. This dimension is even beyond your soul seed. This is the dimension of unconditional love, and that's why you choose this particular body, this particular time, to come here to learn how to love unconditionally and connect all of these points to start to express that love through your physical representation here. You can be the most beautiful designer of artificial intelligence. But if you're doing it from here, well, then you create technology that is not manipulative, that is not trying to benefit you or a designer or other people in power at the cost of other people. So from this place, the creation is always will be in alignment with your true self, which is divine being. So the lens from which you creating gonna to see everything below that lens, in the front of the lens, within and externally, from one point, the point of unconditional love. Because you are connecting to that, you become that, and then you see everyone the same. That's how it works, because we are living in the projecting reality. So we projecting our internal intentions and if into the external world, and that's what we receive back. And if our intentional dimension is broken in many many places. Either we disconnected from our divinity and our soul, or we disconnected from our Tantian, which is physical body. So we're struggling to be here. People who are connected here, the spiritual people, they struggling to be existing in the physical body. They struggling to create success here on the ground. People who are really grounded and here and really doing things, and they're running from that wheel centers, they pushing and pulling themselves, they create a lot of success, but they struggling because they're not fulfilling their longing, the spiritual longing, the task that they come to fulfill here. Well, I was there. I was here. I'm a doer. I'm an achiever. I built a company that ranked #3 fastest growing company in Australia. That was a great business growth and international business that was super successful, mega successful. And yes, and then my body collapsed. I couldn't really cope with the physical signs of disbalance because I was fully disconnected here. Even here, like the soul seed, I didn't even know what it is. But when we start to go through the process, step by step, start to understand how it all works and how events in our life constantly showing us and sending signs that we are disconnected. When you have an idea, it comes to you, you start to move towards this idea. But again, as we go and study, as we go and study at school or in family, when we create ego, we know, we feel our task and our ideas here, but somebody say, oh, you know what, that's really not good, because you're not going to be successful in this. How many people are telling you when you have some idea, when you want to build a business, how many people tell you, oh, you know what, that's just so hard, you're never going to get there. So your intention start to split into different branches, and you look away from really your intentionality dimension, and you look away and you kind of diverting yourself. You're going like that in your life. You're not really you're not going straight connected with your intention. You constantly divert again. That's it. Well, then, this indicates we're finishing this episode right now, but you got the understanding of what it is. I actually need to buy a whiteboard. I have a big one, which is not fitting here. That's why I use this. But anyway, look, intentionality dimension, really, really important. And when we go through the process of Askara principles, when we clear up and have the total hygienic relational space, and we start to eliminate and deal with eliminating ego and super ego, when you start to connect it, you will start to feel your intentionality dimension, and your higher line will be so strong. Nothing and no one gonna to take you outside of your intention. No one gonna to affect the way you live in your life, the way you want to live your life. Because right now, everyone, you listen experts, you listen some other expert authorities and government representatives and things like that. You listen them and you follow what they're telling. You're not following your own intention. You're not following your life intention. And when we start to clear that up, when we start to build the higher line so that it is connected to your higher self, to your soul seed, to your Tantien, you connect your body, you become a strong bridge. You bridging between the higher self, the spiritual you, and the physical you. And that bridge is helping you to express yourself in a unique way only you can do. well, then your body will start to heal. You will have a lot of vital energy. You will start to create freely. You will start to have joy, happiness. You will start to create unity within yourself and around yourself. And a lot of people would like to have that. I'm telling you. That's how powerful it is. Well, thank you so much. That's all for the intentionality dimension. But it's going to be more, of course, more detailed explanation about that. But right now, I would like to say thank you. Please subscribe, comment. Let's have a discussion about it. How you feel your heart line. Is it connected? Is it really assisting you? Do you have a lot of energy for your creation, for building the reality that you want to build, or there is still someone affecting you, someone taking you from your lifeline and your choices and affecting your choices and taking you a little bit away from it? So let's just get discussion. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I'm going to have more explanation about how it all works. And today, thank you so much. I'll talk to you next Wednesday.